Child, it looks like our man Diddy was wilding out even more than we thought, because the tea that Terrence Howard just spilled is insane. Y'all know how every big celeb has been claiming that they had no bad experiences with Diddy and that he couldn't possibly be the person that the media is painting him out to be? Well, Terrence is calling BS on that, because according to him, Diddy allegedly put moves on him and allegedly tried to SA him. But that's not all, because he also gave some tea about how Diddy's actions went down and the things that happened to men at those parties. If y'all thought we knew the craziest parts about the freak-offs, well, better hold on tight, because it's about to get crazier. Let's spill this tea. Okay, so one thing about Terrence Howard, he's always gonna call the industry out on its BS, as well as the people in the industry. Now, I know he's no Cat Williams or Jaguar Wright, but he has done a pretty good job of calling out people in the industry for trying to effeminize black men. It was so bad that, according to him, it played a part in him leaving the industry. And from the looks of things, it appears that his experience with Diddy was the final push that sent him over the edge, but we're going to get to that in a bit. A while back, Terrence opened up about why he really walked away from Hollywood and quit acting. And nope, it wasn't because he was tired or struggling to find roles. He says it had more to do with feeling like the industry was trying to strip him of his masculinity. Once he pushed back and didn't go along with the program, he claims the industry suddenly switched up on him, and the next thing he knew, he was being branded as hard to work with. Sound familiar? That kind of thing tends to happen a lot when someone refuses to play by the industry's rules. We've seen it happen with so many people, from Monique to Cat Williams and countless other celebs who refuse to be corrupted. Now let's keep it real. Nobody's out here pretending Terrence Howard is squeaky clean. He's been wrapped up in his fair share of drama over the years, and for a while, it felt like the chaos in his personal life was getting more attention than anything he did on screen. The man just couldn't seem to keep his name out of the headlines, and not in a good way. Back in 2010, he was accused of getting physical with his first wife, and that situation blew up fast, with the public quick to express outrage. But sadly, that wasn't the only incident. In 2011, his second wife, Michelle Gint, filed for a restraining order claiming DV. The court ended up granting it, which only added fuel to the fire and had people seriously questioning the type of person he was. The wildest part is that Terrence hadn't exactly denied any of these allegations. In fact, he's talked about them openly in interviews. Like that one time he straight up admitted to slapping his second wife in front of their kids. He said, "She was talking to me real strong and I lost my mind and slapped her in front of the kids." What really makes you pause is how, despite the serious accusations surrounding Terrence Howard, his career barely took a hit. He kept booking roles like nothing happened. Even after publicly admitting to some of the claims, he still managed to snag major roles, eventually landing the role of Lucius Lyon on Empire, which turned out to be one of the biggest shows on TV during its run. It's wild how little backlash he faced professionally, considering the gravity of what was out there. So when Terrence suddenly dropped the news in December 2022 that he was retiring from acting, people were definitely caught off guard. The timing fell off because he was still landing big roles, had a loyal fan base, and there wasn't any major scandal or public drama that would have explained such an abrupt exit. But according to Terrence, there was more going on behind the scenes. He says the industry kept putting him in situations that made him feel like his manhood was being chipped away at. And once he pushed back and refused to play along, he claims Hollywood didn't waste any time icing him out, which left him no choice but to walk away completely. Well, as it turns out, retirement didn't last too long for Terrence. He eventually made his way back into the spotlight, and since then, he's been on a bit of a mission. Terrence hasn't held his tongue when it comes to calling out what he sees as the shady, behind-the-scenes realities of the entertainment world. One of the main things he keeps bringing up is the pressure he says he faced to wear dresses on camera. He claims he was pushed to do it more than once, but always stood his ground and said no. According to him, these moments had nothing to do with the actual storylines, because they were just meant to embarrass or emasculate him, plain and simple. And this isn't some brand new complaint either. Over the years, a number of black male actors and comedians have spoken out about facing the exact same kind of pressure, being pushed by producers to wear dresses in movies or sketches where it didn't fit the story at all. Dave Chappelle, for example, has been calling this out for years. He's made it clear that he believes there's a pattern in Hollywood of trying to feminize black men by casting them in roles that involve wearing dresses or acting in overly feminine ways. Chappelle's been upfront about the fact that his refusal to play along caused real friction behind the scenes, and in some cases led to serious fallout with powerful figures in the industry. Cat Williams also said the same thing in his interview with Club Shay Shay, calling BS on the industry practice of trying to force black men to be more feminine.
Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right, because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Kid, I need to know. You here, get your number.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Come on.
Because early on you was accused.
Terrence immediately hopped online to back Cat up for this, and for the first time, he revealed the real reason that he temporarily tried to leave Hollywood. He said, "My daddy taught me never take the vertebrae out of your back or the base out of your throat. I ain't raising sheep, I raised men. Stay a man. Being a man comes with a curse because it's not a society made for men to flourish anymore. Everything is androgynous, you know? The more successful men now are the effeminate." But Terrence didn't leave it at just the dress issue. In another interview, he doubled down, claiming there's an actual agenda at play, a quiet but deliberate effort to emasculate black men. According to him, it's all about control. He believes powerful forces in the industry see strong, confident black men as a threat, and they'll do whatever they can to undermine that image. In the interview, he said, "The man has been demonized. With the new formula, most men are made to be effeminate and not have their power or sense of strength. They allow white men to be able to be strong, but when it's black men, it's seen as a threat. I don't want to remove a few chromosomes to fit in someone's story, so I feel they need to expand their stories to allow men to be men and simultaneously appreciate a woman's beauty." So what does this have to do with Diddy? Well, from Terrence's account of things, Diddy might have been one of the people emasculating black men because he talked about what happened to black men at Diddy's parties, and it doesn't sound very nice.
But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some over greater desire.
But that's not all, because according to Terrence, things got real uncomfortable one time when Diddy supposedly invited him over under the pretense of needing help with acting. But once he showed up, Terrence claims the vibe shifted fast. Diddy allegedly started making advances. Terrence made it clear he wasn't with any of that and shut it down immediately.
Hey, did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man.
Child, the more we learn about Diddy, the shadier the situation gets. Fans commented, "I couldn't imagine being duped into handing over my man card and all self-respect in one swift butt effing. I just don't understand how guys could go to that extreme for a little fame and fortune. I'd rather be broke monetarily than spiritually every day of the week." Terrence is exposing what many are afraid to say. Hollywood's dark side isn't just rumors, it's a system of control and corruption. And Diddy and Epstein were not just blackmailers, but also the administrators of Project Monarch. But I want to know what y'all think about this, so drop your thoughts in the comments, then check out this next video.